ask us how it was to beat the Grammys.
How was it to beat the Grammys?
We beat the Grammys.
That fit was cold.
My wife's fit?
Yeah, it was fire.
Tour.
Whew, Kanye is at it again, and this time folks are convinced his obsession with Kim has gone way too far. Rumors are swirling that he's forcing Bianca Censori to go under the knife just to look more like his ex. From the drastic changes in her appearance to the eerie similarities in her style, people are side-eyeing this whole situation. Is Bianca really being molded into a Kim 2.0, or is this just another case of Kanye's control issues running wild? So Bianca is back in the mix, and as you can imagine, it's because of her stunt at the Grammys alongside Ye. This was Kanye's first time back at the Grammys in a decade, and instead of keeping it cute, he made sure all eyes were on Bianca, literally. She showed up in a huge fur coat, but once they hit the red carpet, she ditched it dramatically to reveal a completely see-through dress. No bra, no underwear, nothing. Like, my jaw was on the floor. Now, the real question everybody's asking is, why does Kanye keep making Bianca step out in public basically naked? I mean, we've seen this pattern over and over again. First, she rocked sheer stockings as pants in Paris. Then she went full-on see-through in LA. And let's not forget that time she had to hold her phone over her coochie the whole night just to avoid a wardrobe malfunction. Meanwhile, Kanye, always cozy, always covered up like he's chilling in his world while Bianca's out here looking like a fashion sacrifice. And this Grammy moment was no different. Kanye was fully dressed head to toe, while Bianca looked like she had zero say in her outfit. And get this, some lip readers claim Kanye told her to take off the coat and make a scene, while others say she shook her head like she didn't want to, and Kanye snapped back with, "You're making a scene." So which one is it? Was she forced into it, or is she just playing along? Because if you look at the pics, sis did not smile once. And Kanye, standing in the background grinning while cameras flashed, so cringe. Now, after all this, Kanye and Bianca were nowhere to be seen inside the Grammys, and word started spreading that they got kicked out for showing up uninvited and nearly naked. But then a source close to the Grammys shut that down, saying they just walked the carpet and left. They probably dipped because they were embarrassed. You could hear people laughing on the red carpet, and the internet dragged them. Then there's the whole debate about whether Bianca's outfit actually broke any rules. The Grammys have strict wardrobe guidelines, like they literally say no sheer clothing that exposes nipples, no butt cleavage, no excessive skin in the genital area. And does it look like Bianca broke those rules? Hell yes. And let's not even talk about the legal side of this. In California, indecent exposure is when you knowingly show off your private parts in public in a way that could offend people. And with how sheer Bianca's dress was, some folks are saying she was this close to breaking that law. But apparently, since no one at the event filed an official complaint, she's off the hook. A lawyer even said that to get charged, the exposure has to be intentional with the purpose of offending or arousing someone. So legally, she's fine, but socially? The internet is not letting this one slide. A lot of people are convinced that there's no way Bianca is willingly stepping out half naked like this, which has folks thinking Kanye might be forcing her to dress this way. And somehow you immediately go back to that lawsuit filed by Kanye's former assistant, Lauren Pisciata. Now, if you don't remember, Lauren sued Kanye not too long ago, and let me tell you, the details were insane. According to the lawsuit, Kanye hired her back in July 2021 when he was working on his fashion brand. Before that, Lauren was making serious bank, like $1 million a year as an OnlyFans model. But apparently Kanye wasn't feeling it. He wanted her to be more godlike, and that started with her deleting her OnlyFans account. But here's the kicker. He promised to pay her that same $1 million a year if she quit. Sounds like a dream deal, right? Well, turns out that promise was just a way for Kanye to manipulate her. According to Lauren, once she started working for him, Kanye started sending her explicit messages, including videos of himself getting busy. He also allegedly laid out some pretty wild fantasies and made all kinds of inappropriate comments, like saying the sound of her voice turned him on. And he was also weirdly obsessed with the size of her boyfriends and would ask her to deliver him some ahem performance enhancers. But here's where things get real interesting. Lauren says that while all this was going on, Kanye was still very much married to Bianca, and Bianca was involved too. According to the lawsuit, Bianca was actually the one setting up Uber rides for women Kanye wanted to hook up with. And get this, one time in August 2022, after setting up one of these rides, Kanye and Bianca allegedly called Lauren to discuss the group activities they had participated in the night before. Lauren even claimed that Kanye would ask Bianca to perform favors for him and his friends. One of the most shocking allegations is that back in August 2022 at the Yeezy Gap office, Kanye told Lauren to take off her cardigan because she was covering up too much. Then later that night, he had Bianca and some other women doing favors for him and his male guests right there in the office changing room. So after hearing all this, people are saying there's no way Bianca is dressing like this on her own terms. But apparently Bianca keeps telling people, including her own family, that she has everything under control. Though, let's be real, her family is not buying it. Reports say Bianca's parents are mortified seeing their daughter out here like this, and they think Kanye is controlling her. One source even said they don't recognize her. She wouldn't be doing this unless she was being controlled. It got so bad that some of Bianca's loved ones allegedly staged an intervention to get through to her. Her mother even flew out from Australia to rescue her. And as for her dad, he is pissed. Sources say he wants to have a sit down with Kanye and straight up ask him what the hell he's thinking, parading Bianca around like a naked trophy. He also wants to know how Kanye would feel if North or Chicago were walking around half naked because their husbands made them. And let's be real, we know Kanye would never allow that. So with all this drama already brewing, the Grammy red carpet moment was really just the final straw. And if you thought that was bad, wait till you hear what happened at the after party. Kanye and Bianca were straight up getting down on the dance floor, grinding, licking each other, and Kanye was out here grabbing Bianca's barely covered behind in a mesh thong bodysuit. So now the question remains, is Bianca actually into this lifestyle, or is she being controlled? Let's start by looking at who Bianca used to be before her marriage to Ye. Bianca's whole vibe has done a complete 180 since getting with Kanye. She went from polished architect to walking fashion experiment overnight. So before Kanye came into the picture, Bianca was out here living her best life as a super stylish architect and designer. She had that effortlessly chic, put-together look. Long dark hair, tailored outfits, and a whole career in architecture. Sis was working at legit firms, had her own jewelry brand, and was actually known for her skills, not her outfits. Then boom, late 2022 rolls around, and she links up with Kanye. By January 2023, they're in some mystery wedding situation that wasn't even legally binding, by the way, and suddenly Bianca is unrecognizable. She chops her hair off, goes platinum blonde, and steps out in the wildest, most revealing outfits. We're talking sheer bodysuits, barely their tops, and looks that make you do a double take. And if you think this glow up was all her idea, think again. Fans quickly clocked that her style is looking a little too familiar, like Kanye's previous women, Kim Kardashian and Amber Rose. At this point, people are wondering if Bianca even has control over her own wardrobe or anything at all. Kanye has a known history of treating his women like his personal projects, curating their entire aesthetic to fit his vision. Remember when he threw out Kim's whole closet? Yeah, that. Now, instead of being known for her work in architecture, Bianca is mainly talked about for her outfits or lack thereof. She's still technically with Yeezy, but let's be real. Her main job these days seems to be playing Kanye's muse. The control rumors are getting harder to ignore. Cameras caught Kanye literally giving Bianca instructions on the Grammy red carpet, and then he went and made that bizarre statement about having dominion over her. That word alone had people raising eyebrows. Insiders are even saying Bianca isn't always as on board with these public stunts as it seems, but truth be told, Bianca is just another girl in line of this controlling thing that Ye has going on. He doesn't just date women, he redesigns them. Every woman who gets with him seems to go through a complete fashion transformation, and not always by choice. This pattern is impossible to ignore. From Kim Kardashian and Amber Rose to Julia Fox and now Bianca. Kim Kardashian was one of the most public examples of Kanye's influence. When they first got together, he threw out almost her entire wardrobe, replacing it with high fashion pieces he personally selected. Kim admitted she nearly cried during the process, but over time, she credited Kanye for elevating her style and public image. Even after they were married, she relied on him for fashion advice. After their divorce, she revealed that choosing outfits without his input gave her panic attacks, especially for major major events like the Met Gala. But Kanye didn't just move on, he started openly criticizing her looks, calling one of her outfits cartoonish and even comparing her to Marge Simpson. Amber Rose was another early example of Kanye's pattern. During their relationship, he tried to control her image, though details about specific instances are less documented. However, the way he treated her after their breakup speaks volumes. Amber has described enduring years of bullying from Kanye, including public insults and smear campaigns. His pattern of tearing down women after they leave him started with Amber and hasn't really stopped since.
I'll be honest with you, and I've never said this in another interview, but I love you and I'm such a huge fan, so I'm gonna give you this. You know, when I started dating Homeboy, you know, I genuinely cared for him. It wasn't anything malicious. I wasn't using him or anything like that.
I 100% believe you.
And you know, but in my head, I'm like, I'm not gonna be famous. I didn't even think about fame. It just, like, it was not in my head. And then, you know, I would be out with him and they would take pictures of us. And I'm like, okay. But then I would be out by myself.
Because I remember the beginning, you used to kind of like shy away from the pictures at first.
Yeah, because I was like, this isn't my life. This is his life, but I'm with him. So I guess it just comes with it. Whatever, it's weird. People are always in our face.
Right.
And so, you know, all of a sudden I would start going out by myself and paparazzi would follow me when I was not with him.
This is after the orange.
No, this is just us.
Prior to the orange? I felt like the orange took you over the board.
No, we were together for a while when I did the orange. We were together for a while before that.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I would go back home and be like, why is the paparazzi following me? Like, I'm not the famous one here.
In Philly?
Like, no, in LA, wherever I was with him.
Okay.
I wish he would have just talked to me and told me what my life was gonna be like. I wish he would have gave me a heads up that if I decide to be with him, this is what your life could be like, and it's not easy. I wish he would have told me that.
Yeah. Then we got Julia Fox, who briefly dated Kanye in 2022, experienced his need for control firsthand. In her memoir, she revealed that Kanye assigned her a team of stylists, including her own friends, to dictate what she wore. She described feeling like a show monkey under his control and even claimed that he suggested she get a breast augmentation to better fit into the looks he wanted her to wear. Despite all this, Julia later said she wasn't deeply affected by the experience, seeing it more as a surreal moment in her life rather than something oppressive. But the fact that Kanye was this controlling within just 2 months of dating her, that's telling. Now, coming back to Bianca, a part of the reason why she's so different from all these other girls is that she doesn't really have a voice. She did not ever speak up against anything that Ye is doing, and in general, she's a quiet person. Bianca has no active social media accounts and hasn't given a single interview since marrying Kanye in 2023. This is a stark contrast to Kanye's past partners. Kim built a global brand around her image, using every platform available to express herself. Amber Rose was vocal about her relationship with Kanye, especially after their breakup, openly calling out his treatment of her. Julia not only spoke about her time with Kanye in interviews, but she even wrote about it in her memoir. But Bianca remained silent. Now we do have reports suggesting that Kanye has banned Bianca from using social media, supposedly to protect her from negativity. But critics argue this could also be a way to control her, limiting her ability to engage with the outside world. The way Bianca appears in public also fuels speculation. She seems more like an extension of Kanye rather than an independent figure in the relationship. Even at the 2025 Grammys Afterparty, when she was seen rapping alongside him, it felt more like another moment orchestrated by Kanye rather than a personal expression of her own. This lack of autonomy fits into Kanye's long-running pattern of molding his partners to fit his vision. People close to Bianca have expressed concern that the strong, independent woman they once knew has completely changed. She now wears what Kanye wants, goes where he wants, and does what he wants. So it's rather obvious that Bianca's relationship with Ye has been full of controversy, speculation, and dramatic changes in how she presents herself. While their dynamic is unique, it also follows patterns seen in Kanye's past relationships. So what does the future look like for Bianca? She could stay with Kanye long-term if she continues to align with his vision and lifestyle. Some insiders say their connection is based on trust and collaboration, and Kanye reportedly values her creative input, but sources also claim Bianca has struggled with the constant travel and his high expectations, leading to tension. If that pressure continues, staying with him might not be sustainable. There's also the possibility that she follows the pattern of Kanye's past relationships and eventually breaks away. Kim, Amber, and Julia all left after dealing with Kanye's controlling tendencies, and reports suggest Bianca has already expressed concerns about the pressures of their marriage. If she reaches her limit, she might choose to walk away to regain her autonomy. If Bianca does leave, the big question is whether she will speak out. Another challenge would be trying to return to her old life. Before Kanye, Bianca was a professional architect, but her connection to him has changed her public image. It's unlikely she could just go back to her career without dealing with media attention. Even if she distances herself from him, her time with Kanye will have a lasting impact on her personal and professional identity. Then there's the scenario where she stays but remains under Kanye's influence. Some speculate that her silence and absence from social media are signs that Kanye controls how she is perceived. If she feels unable or unwilling to leave, she may continue playing a passive role in the relationship. Ultimately, Bianca's future depends on how much she's willing to tolerate Kanye's lifestyle and whether she can assert any independence. If history is any indication, Kanye's relationships rarely last, and his partners often leave once they've had enough. If Bianca follows that pattern, the only question is whether she'll share her side of the story or try to disappear from the public eye completely. Either way, the impact of being with Kanye isn't something she can just walk away from. But what do y'all think? Is Bianca really okay with this, or is she just putting on a front? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments.